Ministry of Finance plans to cut CPO export tariff. Be prepared, Bukalapak will be listed on Indonesia Stock Exchange on July 29, 2021. Hello, good evening viewers. Market Headlines is ready to provide you a number of informations from business, economic, and capital market sector. And as the pandemic is still going on, we will provide you the latest COVID-19 information. So please stay safe by taking some simple precautions such as physical distancing, wearing masks, avoiding crowds, cleaning your hands, and having less mobility. With me, Clarata Wijaya, and this is Market Headline. And yes, viewers, the Ministry of Finance plans to cut CPO export tariff, whereas the CPO export levy could be imposed if the CPO price touches $750 per ton, and that will be an increase in tariff for every $50 increase in CPO price.
In order to support the export of key commodities, the Ministry of Finance will again apply tax relief for exports of palm oil or CPO. In the latest regulations, later on export levies will be imposed if the CPO price touches $750 per ton, where for every $50 per ton price increase, there will be an increase in export tariffs. Head of the Fiscal Policy Agency, Febrio Nathan Kacaribu, said that there are two tariffs that will be applied when CPO hits the price of $750 per ton. The first tariff is $20 per ton for CPO and $16 per ton for its derivative products. Furthermore, export levies will stop when the price of CPO hits $1,000 per ton. At that price position, the levy is $175 per ton.
Jadi mulai $750 per tonnya. Harganya terkena PE itu mulai harga 750. Nah, setiap kenaikan $50 untuk harga CPO itu ada dua tarif. Yang tarif pertama yang $20 itu adalah untuk CPO-nya, sementara untuk $16 itu untuk turunannya. Jadi untuk setiap kenaikan $50 harga CPO, maka tarif pungutan ekspor untuk CPO-nya naik $20.
Currently, the export levy for palm oil is a minimum of $55 per ton and a maximum of $255 per ton. The tariff is assuming the CPO price is below or equal to $670 per ton. Jakarta, Raharjo Patmo for IDX Channel.
The U.S. President Joe Biden has kept his promise to share the COVID-19 vaccines, and there are remaining 55 million of 80 million doses of COVID-19 vaccines to be distributed to other countries, including Indonesia. United States announced plans to distribute remaining 55 million of the 80 million doses of COVID-19 vaccines that Biden has promised to allocate to the countries by the end of this month. Indonesia is one of the countries. For all 80 million doses Biden promised to distribute, 75% would be shared through Global Vaccinations Program, so called as Global Access to COVID-19 Vaccines or COVAX, and 25% will be shared directly to the countries in need. Approximately 16 million COVAX vaccines will be distributed in Asia. It will be sent to India, Nepal, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Afghanistan, Maldives, Bhutan, Philippines, Vietnam, Indonesia, Thailand, Malaysia, Laos, Papua New Guinea, Taiwan, Cambodia, and the Pacific Islands. IDX Channel reported. This week, the rupiah exchange rate against US dollar will still weaken at the level of 14,500. And this weakening is due to flourishing COVID-19 cases in Indonesia that occurred in the last few weeks. Financial Market Observer stated that widespread of COVID-19 cases in Indonesia has weakened the rupiah currency. Weak rupiah is also pushed by external factors such as the Fed plan to raise the interest rates faster than previously set, which the increase is almost 50 basis points. Aristo Chandra, as a Financial Market Observer, explained that the market players are observing COVID-19 cases fluctuations. Many people believe that rupiah can be strong if the COVID-19 trend is decreasing.
Sementara untuk kasus COVID sendiri, pasar ingin melihat adanya penurunan kasus COVID-19 yang signifikan sejak pemberlakuan PPKM. Dan ini bila ini terjadi tentu bisa menjadi pemicu penguatan nilai tukar rupiah terhadap dolar Amerika Serikat.
Ariston added that the rupiah could still potentially rebound to the level of 14,300 if the handling of COVID-19 in Indonesia can run optimally. Jakarta, Gilang Praditya for IDX Channel. And yes, viewers, moving on to the global update, the new restrictions will be imposed across Sydney as the city grapples with the fast-growing COVID-19 outbreak. And meantime, European Union regulators have launched a fresh antitrust investigations over Google over its dominance in digital advertising. And more updates in today's International Minute.
Sweeping new restrictions will be imposed across Sydney as Australia's largest city grapples with a fast-growing COVID outbreak. Authorities reported 16 new infections on Wednesday, which brings the cluster there to 37 cases. Officials are concerned about the extremely contagious Delta variant. The U.S. has taken down dozens of Iranian news websites which it has accused of spreading disinformation. Many sites were offline on this day with notices explaining they have been seized by the U.S. alongside seals of the FBI and Department of Commerce. It comes amid heightened tensions between the U.S. and Iran over a nuclear deal. Colombia reached 100,000 confirmed deaths from COVID-19 this week, becoming just the 10th country in the world to hit the green milestone. The South American nation of 50 million has been registering a growing number of daily cases since April, and over the past 7 days, it had the world's third highest per capita death rate from COVID-19. European Union regulators have launched a fresh antitrust investigation of Google, this time over whether the US tech giant is stifling competition in digital advertising technology. The investigation underscores European concerns about Google's dominance in the online advertising industry and whether it's exploiting its data advantage to cement its position in the display ad market. IDX Channel reports.
Market headlines will be right back after this quick break. Stay tuned.
Jika Anda adalah investor saham, Anda mendapat keuntungan di antaranya capital gain, yaitu keuntungan dari selisih harga beli dan harga jual saham. Dividen, yaitu pembagian laba kepada pemegang saham. Keuntungan lainnya, investor bisa memperoleh pendapatan tambahan dengan meminjamkan sahamnya melalui layanan pinjam meminjam efek atau PME. Apa itu PME? PME merupakan pinjaman efek sementara berupa saham dari investor untuk keperluan penyelesaian transaksi bursa. Apa saja manfaat yang didapatkan? Investor memperoleh keuntungan. Investor tetap dapat menerima dana sebagai pengganti dividen jika ada pembagian dividen saat sahamnya sedang dipinjamkan. Pendapatan yang diterima investor dari layanan PME dapat digunakan untuk membayar biaya penyimpanan saham. Saat nilai saham turun, investor tetap dapat memperoleh pendapatan hingga mengurangi potensi kerugian. Dan yang terpenting, KPEI menjamin pengembalian saham yang dipinjamkan sesuai waktu yang telah ditentukan. Menarik bukan? Prosesnya sangat sederhana. Investor cukup menghubungi perusahaan sekuritas dan menandatangani formulir perjanjian PME. Selanjutnya, jika terdapat kebutuhan penyelesaian transaksi bursa oleh peminjam, saham yang akan dipinjamkan diserahkan kepada KPEI melalui perusahaan sekuritas. Setelah proses PME selesai, maka KPEI akan mengembalikan saham yang telah dipinjamkan dan memberikan pendapatan kepada investor melalui perusahaan sekuritas. Segera hubungi perusahaan sekuritas Anda, Customer Care KPEI, atau kunjungi website kami untuk mengetahui layanan PME. PME, pinjamkan sahamnya, dapatkan manfaatnya.
Kita juga harus menemukan passionnya kita, istilahnya namanya ikigai.
Welcome back to Market Headline. Supreme Audit Agency detected some fraud in the use of COVID-19 handling budget, as several non-compliances and weakness in the internal control system were found in 2020 Central Government Financial Report. 2020 Central Government Financial Report specifically about COVID-19 handling has stolen the public spotlight. From official side, Chairman of the Supreme Audit Agency, Agung Firman Sampurna, said that there are several non-compliance issues regarding the provisions of law and regulations. The agency also detected weakness in internal control system. One of the non-compliances is about inadequate control in the implementations of COVID-19 handling and economic recovery program expenditure of 9 trillion in 10 ministries and agencies. According to Supreme Audit Agency, it doesn't comply with the regulation.
Realisasi insentif dan fasilitas perpajakan dalam rangka penanganan COVID-19 dan pemulihan ekonomi nasional tahun 2020 minimal sebesar 1,69 triliun tidak sesuai ketentuan. C. Pengendalian dalam pelaksanaan belanja program PCPN sebesar 9 triliun pada 10 kementerian lembaga tidak memadai. D. Penyaluran belanja subsidi bunga kredit usaha rakyat atau KUR dan non-KUR serta belanja lain-lain kartu prakerja dalam rangka PCPN belum memperhatikan kesiapan pelaksanaan program sehingga terdapat sisa dana kegiatan atau program yang masih belum disalurkan sebesar 6,77 triliun rupiah.
The agency also stated that the realizations of 28.75 trillion rupiah for COVID-19 handling and economic recovery program was out of framework and schedule. Supreme Audit Agency concluded that the effectiveness, transparency and accountability and compliance of the management and the responsibility of the state finance in emergency conditions of COVID-19 pandemic were not fully achieved. Jakarta, Rahajo Pakmo, IDX Channel. The government has allocated huge budget for handling COVID-19, so no wonder if it becomes public spotlight. Many agencies and organizations become the watchdog of its spending, hoping that no fraud ever happens in the implementations. But the program is expected to be the engine of the economy in the crisis, and thus the government continues to accelerate of the fund distribution so that people can survive the pandemic. However, according to the main expert of the Deputy of the Presidential Staff Office, Adi Priyono, the realizations has been so slow. Even the important sectors such as health sector is still low and only reached 20%. To see the detail, let's see in the next graphic. Through our graphic, we can see the health sector budget realizations of COVID-19 handling and national economic recovery, whereas the budget set by the government is 172 trillion rupiah. But however, government just spent around 22.9% of the whole budget, or it means that realizations of the health sector budget realizations only reach 39 trillion rupiah, as it was stated by the Finance Ministry. But then, the coordinating minister for the economic affairs at Erlangga Hartarto said that the budget realizations of all programs only absorbed around 226 trillion rupiah from around 600 trillion rupiah of the budget ceiling. It means that the government has spent only 32.4% of the whole budget. So overall, the progress has been so slow. Talking about the slow pace, health sector budget absorptions may be the slowest. But then, there's another sector with slow absorptions. Curious much? So let's see it's in the next graphic. Here it is, the graphic. It's about the small business and corporations budget realizations of COVID-19 handling and the national economic recovery. We can see that the budget set by the government is 193 trillion rupiah, but however, government only absorbed it around 24.8%. It means that the realizations only reached 48.05 trillion rupiah. But the question is, why does it take so slow? Well, some officials stated that they are very careful in using the fund because previously President Joko Widodo warned that the budget of 699 trillion must be on target. So basically, they have two simple but big responsibility to make it quick and on target. Well, it may not be as simple as it seems because the fact is that many government's aid have been distributed out of the target. But apart from the health and small business sectors, absorptions of COVID-19 handling and national economic recovery budget in the other sectors is still seen to be low as well. According to the data submitted by Erlangga Hartarto, the absorptions of the PEN funds for social protections program only reach 43%. So to see the detail, let's see the next graphic. Through your screen, we can see social protections budget realizations that is only absorbed around 43.8% from the whole budget of 148.27 trillion rupiah. So it means that the realizations of social protections budget only 64.91 trillion rupiah. But I will break it down to you. These realizations includes a family hope program of 9.9 million beneficiaries. And also this fund is allocated for basic food cards for 15.93 million beneficiaries. And don't forget about the cash social assistance for 10 million people, village fund for 4.81 million people, pre-employment cards for 2.82 million people. And the last one is that the quota assistance internet for 27.67 million students and teachers as well. And not only concerned about the unfortunate ones, the government also pays attention to business actors. Let's see the business incentives given by the government and its absorptions so far in the next graphic. Through your screen, we can see business incentive budget realizations. Here it is. We can see that the business incentive budget is 56 trillion rupiah and the absorptions is quite well by 63.5%. So it means that the realizations is 36 trillion rupiah for business incentive. However, Minister Erlangga claims that the COVID-19 handling and national economic recovery funds that have been disbursed by the government since last year have proven successful in helping the community for the negative impact of COVID-19 pandemic. One of them is the employment sector. According to the ministry, in August 2020, there were around 29.12 million people of working age who lost their jobs or were unable to work full-time 40 hours per week. But in February 2021, the figure has shrunk to be only 19.1 million people. And yes, viewers, we can see that the budget absorptions is very important to overcome the impact of COVID-19 pandemic. But not only that, the accountability is only important. So we hope that those budget, there is no fraud happens. Stay tuned to market headlines because we will be right back after this quick break.
Kini aplikasi mClears hadir di handphone Anda untuk memudahkan transaksi Anda. Informasi aktivitas clearing dan penjaminan tidak lagi hanya dapat diakses melalui komputer di kantor Anda, melainkan dapat diakses di mana saja dan kapan saja dalam genggaman Anda. Fitur-fitur mClears. Equity clearing dan settlement adalah fitur di mana Anda dapat melihat posisi kewajiban settlement anggota clearing hingga nilai alternate case settlement serta informasi gagal bayar. Risk management adalah fitur di mana Anda dapat melihat posisi trading limit. kolateral, MKBD, portofolio harian, risk charge anggota clearing dan kombinasi, serta nilai minimum cash collateral. Derivatif adalah fitur di mana Anda dapat melihat posisi trading limit, margin call, dan informasi clearing derivatif. Terkait pinjam-meminjam efek, terdapat fitur mengenai borrowing information dan lendable pool information, serta lending revenue dan borrowing fee. Serta menu lain yang menampilkan informasi mengenai haircut, risk charge saham, dan nilai harga penyelesaian harian dan harga penyelesaian final. Selain itu, Anda juga dapat mengakses fitur pengumuman, peraturan, dan informasi layanan KPEI pada aplikasi mClears. Download aplikasi mClears di App Store atau Google Play Store. Lakukan registrasi user Anda dengan menggunakan alamat email berdomain resmi yang sesuai dengan anggota clearing Anda. Setelah registrasi, Anda akan diberikan kode OTP di email Anda untuk verifikasi. Dan aplikasi mClears Anda siap untuk digunakan. Anda dapat mengakses seluruh menu pada aplikasi mClears dengan melakukan aktivasi berlangganan premium yang dapat dilakukan dengan memilih menu Get Premium. Download aplikasinya sekarang, lakukan registrasi, dan dapatkan kemudahan dalam genggaman tangan Anda. Kemudahan informasi KPEI dalam genggaman Anda.
You're watching market headlines of yours. Let's take a look at Jakarta Composite Index intraday movement. So earlier today, JCI was open at the level of 6,095.9, and approaching the closing time in the first session, the index was on the level of 6,087.65, and the index was showing weakening trend by the second session closing time. The index was closed at a level of 6,034.54. In short, JCI went down 0.88%. Next, we are going to see the sectoral movement. Leading the dynamics of today's trading, we got infrastructure as the leader of the strengthening trend that went up 1.26%. Transportations and logistics that went up 0.84%. We got health sector as the leader of the weakening trend that went down 2.42%. And finance that went down 2.09%. Moving on to the top gainers and top losers, here are the highlights from today's trading stations. We got BRMS that went up 16.67%. We got AMTK that went up 2.04%. We got BANK that went up 5.5%. And we got FREN that went up 4.69%. Meantime, for the top losers for today's trading sessions, we got BBRI that went down 2.48%. We got Arto that went down 6.9%. We got BBCA that went down 1.74%. And we got Agro that went down 2.08%. Next, we're going to see the intraday movement of rupiah towards US dollar. So rupiah opened at a level of 14,435. Rupiah was also showing weakening trend towards US dollar. I was closed at the level of 14,131. In summary, rupiah went down 0.45%. Yes, viewers, Bukalapak's plan to become a listed company became clearer after the company's IPO plan was revealed. In the estimated indicative IPO time, Bukalapak will be listed on Indonesia Stock Exchange on July 29, 2021.
Bukalapak's plan to enter the Indonesia capital market became clearer after the company's IPO plan was revealed. In the estimated indicative IPO time, Bukalapak will register to OJK on 7 May. The share offering will be on 23 to 27 July and will be listed on the Indonesia Stock Exchange on 29 July. Previously, Bukalapak, an e-commerce company backed by Microsoft, was expected to be listed on the Indonesia Stock Exchange in early August 2021. This e-commerce is said to be able to raise a minimum of $255 million or around 3.24 trillion rupiah, in its trading debut in Indonesia. Mandiri Sekuritas and UBS will be appointed as underwriters for the public listing. The value of the initial public offering is quite large. It is expected to be the second largest in history, under Adaro Energy's IPO, worth 12.23 trillion rupiah, although the certainty of the number of shares released to the public is still unknown. IDX Channel reports.
Matahari Putra Prima was able to optimize the moments of Lebaran and Eid this year. During May 2021, the company posted sales of 1.47 trillion rupiah and 18% higher than the previous month.
Although performance was hampered by the COVID-19 pandemic, Matahari Putra Prima was able to optimize the moments of Ramadan and Eid, so that sales were also boosted. Meanwhile, in May 2021, the company posted revenue of 1.47 trillion rupiah. This figure is up about 18% compared to the previous month's sales. For this reason, the company continues to strengthen online business offerings, a strategic O2O with offline stores, as a new strategic direction in 2021 and beyond. In the midst of the COVID-19 situation, in recent months, the company has raised the bar in strengthening its hypermart online and chat and shop e-commerce, which now covers 239 online stores nationwide. In addition, the company also cooperates with marketplace operators. In order to boost its performance going forward, the company will add more online stores to participate in this existing collaboration and develop more new collaborations with other leading marketplace operators in Indonesia. IDX Channel reports.
And the news close on market headlines today. Please enjoy our next program on IDX Channel, your trustworthy economic, business, and capital market channel. As the COVID-19 pandemic is still going on, please stay safe by wearing mask, keeping physical distancing, washing your hands with soap, and rinse it thoroughly with running water. I'm Clara Antawijaya. Have a nice evening and stay safe.